Aloha, everyone. This is Tony here with the Transformation Space. Today I want to talk a little bit about safety within transformation. As we know, transformation is a process of great change, with which it comes great unknown. And the unknown is a cause of fear for many people. It brings with it anxiety and just difficulty because we don't know what's going to happen. And as humans, we want to know. So in order to make a big change or transform, we need to feel safe. And within that safety comes vulnerability and openness to make big change. But the human body and the human mind are designed to survive. And that's what they're going to do first. So when we get hurt physically, our body attempts to heal, to survive. It attempts to fix whatever's going on. It overcompensates, uses supporting muscle groups or alternative neural pathways so that we can continue to go, continue to move, and survive. An example of this is, for myself, I had an issue with my sciatic nerve last year. And through physical therapy, I discovered that I was standing. So I stand for my job most of the time. My work includes a lot of standing. And I, at some point, began bending my knees to the point where my quadriceps and lower glute muscles that include the piriformis were supporting me instead of my entire core area, which includes my psoas and the rest of my glutes, my abdominal area, and my hips. And those regular support areas were disengaged, and I was being supported improperly by my lower glute area and quads. And over time, that piriformis area began to take the brunt of all of my weight, and it was squeezing my sciatic nerve. I don't know when that started happening, but it did, and we discovered it in PT, and I was able to adjust my posture, stand up straight, engage all of the muscles that were designed to support my upper body, and re-strengthen those muscles, and the sciatic nerve pain went away. But my body automatically did it. It said, we have to stand, so we're going to survive, and we're just going to use these other muscle groups instead. And so the mind does the same thing. You know, we come into situations where we perceive fear, that if we express or feel a certain emotion, it's not going to be safe. And so we don't feel that emotion because we perceive it to be unsafe. And so I have an example of this as well. My childhood encompassed a lot of fear-based situations. And I learned right away that for me to survive, I couldn't be scared. I understood that if I were to feel all that fear, I would not make it. That was what my mind said. Don't feel scared. You have to survive. And so I used anger instead. I felt angry instead. And I was very good at expressing anger because anger kept me safe. Anger kept things around me at a distance. Anger managed difficult issues because, it overrode my fear, and it caused environments, caused me to be empowered, caused me to feel strong, and it caused me to feel separate. But my mind needed to survive. So I chose a different emotion and pushed fear away. And unfortunately, what that does throughout life is it stops you from being able to be vulnerable or be open. And for me to make a transformation into a space of authentic self took a long time, took most of my life, because I was unable to be scared, unable to be vulnerable, let people in, unable to have internally close relationships with people properly. Experienced a lot of difficult dynamics because of that. And even though all those dynamics and anger-based relational issues for myself caused me difficult, they were what I knew, so they were comfortable, and they felt safe, even though it was as an observer, dangerous for me. So safety doesn't always mean actual safety. Safety can often mean mental perception of safety. And going into the unknown for me didn't feel safe. It was safer for me to be angry and to suffer inside because I understood what that was. I knew that I could handle that because I had handled that. Felt much safer than being vulnerable and open because my recollection of that was that I wouldn't survive. So, to make a transformation, we have to be feeling safe enough to step into an unknown space. And we can't always do that by ourselves. Oftentimes we need someone else to be there to show us that it's safe, to respond to us in a way that we understand the response is safe, to practice being vulnerable or open and receive a response that we survive, that we can see now we are safe. And then we have the ability to look at some of the things that we need to look at or heal from in order to transform. And we don't always know what those things are. We may have a concept or a sense that something's wrong, something had happened, but we don't know what it is. And so finding someone that can help you, guide you, or coach you, or work with you in a therapeutic setting that can give some sort of direction on what to look for. It may not be the actual thing, but it could be the concept of what you might want to look at. The root, and I always talk to people about this, if you're avoiding an emotion, what is the very first time in your life that you felt that emotion? What was that experience? And look for that experience. And I didn't know to do this until I learned about it, and I have used it many times with people, and it has given them the guidance to look at what the root was. You gotta feel safe to do that. And you gotta feel open to do that. And you gotta be vulnerable in order to do that. And we can't always do that in our current state. So becoming empowered by someone else, experiencing what safety feels like with someone else, is a huge part of being able to transform, especially into a state of authenticity and be able to be the person who you truly are inside. Because that's what we all want. We want to be able to be ourselves. And we need to be safe in order to make that transformation. So, find your person, find your people. I'm here. Be safe.